All right, we've got another tricky clues by Sam today. Let's see how we do finding all of the criminals. Exactly 2 of the 4 innocents neighboring Sam are in row 4. 2 of the 4 innocents neighboring Sam. Well, there's only 2 people in row 4 that neighbor Sam. So Ruth and Tina must both be innocent. Now, there's 2 other innocents in there, but we don't know where they are yet. And let me get rid of that phone call so my watch doesn't keep buzzing. Okay. Eve has more innocent neighbors than Daniel. Eve has more innocent neighbors than Daniel. Well, that's not helpful yet. There are exactly 3 innocents in row 5. There's 3 innocents in row 5. So we know that among Vince, Zavi, and Zoe, at least 2 of them have to be innocent because there's 3 in row 5, and there can only be one that's not one of those 3. So at least 2 of those are innocent, but we also know Sam has 4 innocent neighbors. So 2 of these are innocent, which tells us 2 things. 1, 2 of these have to be innocent, which means Uma is a criminal. No, Uma is innocent. Uma is innocent. There's 3 innocents in row 5. Uma is innocent. But also, since Sam has 4 innocents, and he already has 2, and there's 2 down here, Mary, Nancy, and Olive all have to be criminals. Nice. Okay. I wish I could blame someone else than myself. Yep, it's your own fault, Mary. Okay, let's look at this clue down here first. There's an equal number of criminals in columns A and D. Not helpful yet. Only one of the 4 innocents neighboring Ruth is Sam's neighbor. So the only ones that Ruth and Sam have in common are Mary, Nancy, Vince, and Zavi. But we're talking about the innocents, and Mary and Nancy are already criminals. So Vince and Zavi have to be one of each. And we know that Vince, Zavi, and Zoe are 2 innocents and a criminal, so Zoe has to be innocent, and then these 2 are one of each. I'm sorry, I don't know anything useful. Well, then what good are you, Zoe? All right, there's 4 innocents neighboring Ruth. 1 is Sam's neighbor. We also have Uma. Could be Kyle and Paula, but we don't know about Sam. Could be one of the 4 innocents neighboring Ruth. So an odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Ruth. Well, that's Paula, Uma, and Vince. And Kyle and Zavi. Yeah. An odd number of innocents. So this is we have 4 innocents neighboring Ruth, but we know that these 5 have to be an odd number, which is going to have to be 3. Sam's going to have to be the 4th one then. Okay, very nice. So 1, 2, 3, which means Kyle and Paula are one of each. 1, 2, 3, yeah. All right, so we can get rid of that. Eve is one of 2 innocents above Uma. Well, Eve is innocent. There's 2 innocents above Uma. We know Kyle and Paula are one of each. Eve's the 2nd. Alice is a criminal. Okay. You can blame me if you make a mistake. I don't mind. That's very nice of you, Eve. Can I blame you, Eve, for getting caught? Well, it seems like that. I mean, Eve says you can blame me. If you make a mistake, I mean, I would say getting caught is probably a mistake. So yeah, blame Eve. 2 of the 4 innocents neighboring Sam are in row 4. 2 of the 4 innocents neighboring Sam are in row 4. Yeah, so we've already used all of that. Equal number of criminals in columns A and D. Okay, we now know there's 2 criminals in column A. Isaac needs to be a criminal to make them equal. Chuck is one of Floyd's 6 criminal neighbors. Okay, so Chuck is a criminal. Don't blame the messenger unless they bring a clue. I hate those. Yeah, because then you get caught. Okay, Chuck is one of Floyd's 6 criminal neighbors. So Floyd has 6 criminal neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay, Eve has more innocent neighbors than Daniel. Eve has more innocent neighbors than Daniel. Well, Daniel can only have at most 1. But Daniel could have none, and then Eve could have just 1. Okay, exactly 3 innocents in row 5. We've done that. Okay, Chuck. Oh, Floyd. Okay, so Floyd has 6 criminal neighbors. Right. So, Floyd has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, Barat. I'm gonna mark these at the bottom. Barat. Oops. Gotta do that. Gus and Kyle. 2 of them have to be criminals. But we know Eve has more innocent neighbors than Daniel. So if Barat and Kyle were the 2 criminals, That would make Gus innocent. Daniel would have 1. Eve would need to have 2, but Floyd would be the only possibility. So Barat and Kyle can't be the 2 criminals, which means basically then means Gus can't be innocent. Gus is a criminal, which means Daniel has no innocent neighbors. So Eve has to have 1, but we know Kyle and Barat, whatever, are 1 of each, because Floyd, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, is going to have 6. Okay, there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Eve. Innocents neighboring Eve. So, well, we know there's 1 here. That's going to be the odd. So Floyd has to be a criminal. Chuck is one of Floyd's. Okay, exactly 1 judge has a criminal directly to the right of them. 1 judge. Where are our judges? Sam, Uma, and Zavi. 1 judge has a criminal directly to the right of them. Well, Sam does not. Zavi does not. Uma has to. So Vince is a criminal. Zavi's innocent. There's an odd number of criminals on the edges. Don't blame yourself, Zoe. Me neither. What was Zoe? Oh, I don't know anything useful. Yeah. Zavi doesn't know anything useful either. Well, come on, Judge. What are you doing? It's an odd number of criminals on the edges. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 criminals on the edges. We know Kyle and Paula are 1 of each, so that's 6. So in order for there to be an odd number, Barat, I don't know. The B one has to be. Wait, now I've forgotten what I was doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Criminal. I was focusing on the name and I forgot what I was doing. Okay, I hope no one blames me except for the crimes, of course. And we know that the Kyle then has to be innocent. Do I have to blame someone? Can we all just be friends? And Paula, Mary, you can blame me if it helps. All right, well, everybody's taking the blame or given the blame. There's lots of blame going around today, but there we go. Got it in less than 7 minutes with no mistakes. I don't feel too bad about that. So let me know if you are to blame today and how your solve went and if your name was in the grid and whether you were a criminal or an innocent. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.